everybody. This is Sandy. I'm your host here at Heart of Hollywood Media. And today I have a special treat for all of our friends that are car enthusiasts, because today we have the car expert, Mr. Gary Wells, joining us here in the studio. Hi, Gary. Thank you for coming here.
Thank you.
Gary, I know that you're probably one of the foremost car experts at this time in Southern California. Please let me know a little about what you do. What is your day-to-day work like?
Well, I was an automobile restorer for a long time, and I decided that I wanted to do something kind of unique. And so there were a lot of great fire engines out there that saved a lot of people's property and their lives, and they were being discarded, just tragically discarded. I mean, pushed out in the woods, stripped of anything of value, pushed in the woods, things like that.
Oh my.
And I decided this is a great platform to build something on that could really be a fun thing. And so I did, and I would rescue these old fire engines, and they're just enormous things. And this is what I've been doing, and I designed very unique bodies for them. A lot of boat tails and things like that. That when people see them at shows, it's like, oh my God, they're 18, 20 feet long, and they're beautifully done, and so I have a lot of fun with that.
Oh, that's amazing. And not to mention that it sounds very environmentally sound. I mean, you're giving second life to things that had been discarded.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Gary, I understand that at some point you sold a very special car to the Mexican gazillionaire Carlos Slim. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, and I had this Bentley, and it was a one-off car that I acquired from the gentleman that puts on Pebble Beach at the time, and he couldn't restore it. And so I ended up making a trade with a car that I had all finished, and I started the restoration on it, and we finished it, and I took it around the world for years. I mean, I was invited all over the world, took the car there, and on April Fool's Day 2007, I decided to sell it and 3 other cars, and we did it at Barrett-Jackson in Palm Beach, Florida.
I don't know if I would dare buy a car on April Fool's. It might be like, hey, it's not really your car, or some kind of a weird prank.
That was the fun of it, April Fool's. And it brought $1,700,000, which at the time was the world record for a pre-owned post-war Rolls-Royce or Bentley car. Since then, it sold a couple of more times, and the last gentleman to buy it was Carlos Slim for just south of $4 million, and I still hold that record for the most expensive post-war Rolls-Royce.
That's amazing.
Or Bentley. It was kind of fun. That's just one of my
That's a great story.
things.
Now, let me ask you, if our friends out there want to look at these cars that you restore and have and sell, how would they do that? Are you at all kinds of car shows, or do you have a website, or how can people see that?
I have websites, and I'm quite active on Facebook, and that would be Gary L. Wales, W-A-L-E-S, on Facebook, and they can always just Google Gary Wales cars, and they'll come up anywhere in the world. I've lots of stuff, and I have a website, and that's www.ebentley.com. And it's not very active, but you can see some of the great cars that I've had and had some fun doing, But the thing for me, it's saving cars and enjoying them. This is one that just currently was finished. It's at the LA Auto Show. And it's a 38 Bentley, and it's quite unique. It has one feature. I wanted to do something in a style, automotive style part that no one else had ever done. It took an awful long time to come up with something. And finally what I did is that the doors open around the side mounts, and the doors are shaped the same as the wheels on the silhouette on the wheels. And that was our second show. We won Best of Show out of 300 and something cars, which was kind of a kick for me.
Of course.
And the car is currently at the LA Auto Show, and it's done very well. I've had a really great deal of fun with it. And my best angle, you just saw it right there. I'm an upper thigh and bum man, So this one is just, this is the greatest shot. That's the tail end of it. It's just, it is a sexy little car. And people ask, how come, after building giant cars, and these are giant cars on the fire trucks, I built this little one. Everybody says, what happened? How come they're so small? I said, I ran out of Viagra. Sorry about that. That's right.
It's a really cool car. Now, I have to ask you, a lot of our viewers are people that are filmmakers or people that create TV shows.
Sure.
Are your cars available for rental for these people if they want to feature one in, say, a movie or a particular project?
I have at home now, I have 3 of the giant cars. One is the 101-year-old Batmobile. And then I have Rusty 1 and Rusty 2, which are both giant cars. I was showing them today at Toys for Tots, or motor toys for motor car. And I guess they'll get 60 or 70, maybe 100,000 toys. It's unbelievable.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So,
hey, I also wanted to ask you about something, which is that I understand that you created a drink called Batman or something like that. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, okay. Every night after a little bit of working, that my associate and I, we would usually have a vodka tonic. Well, we went to make it, and I ran out of vodka. So I said, well, what the hell, I'll use a little gin. And then instead of lime, I didn't have any lime, so I used a lemon. And I didn't have any tonic, so I used a 7-Up. I want to tell you, it's a very good drink, as can be attested by some very dear friends here at the studio. The ingredients are 3-shot count of gin, 7-Up on ice, and half a lemon squeezed. And you cannot really taste the gin. And you have to be very careful. It's very, very good, is it not?
So that's a Batman. There you go, your craft cocktail recipe from Mr. Gary Wells, car expert extraordinaire, joining us here today. Gary, it was so fun to have you here on the show. Hope it won't be the last time.
I hope it won't either, Sandy.
Thank you. And friends, do check out the cars that Gary offers. They're online, as Gary has mentioned, and also log on to heartofhollywoodmedia.com. Subscribe to our channel and get to know very interesting people in the industry, such as Gary. And, well, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Ciao.